How's it going, guys? Sports by Dustin here, bringing you guys another PrizePicks video talking through the top NBA and MLB plays for today, Tuesday, April 30th. Before we get in the video, though, if you guys are not subscribed to the channel already, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button while you're at it, because it really does help me out. I would appreciate it. And while you're at it, comment down below your favorite PrizePicks square for today. I want to see what you guys are on. But we're going to go ahead and use Daily Grind Fantasy to find value, right? Comparing sportsbooks lines and odds back to PrizePicks to find plus EV plays that are profitable over the long term, right? If you guys don't know about the math for PrizePicks 5 and 6 man flexes, you need to be correct 54.3% of the time in order to be profitable over the long term playing 5 and 6 man flexes. The easiest slip types to become profitable on PrizePicks, right? 2-mans, 3-pick flexes, very tough to be profitable playing those slips, right? 2-mans, you need to be right around 58+% of the time. Pretty insane. Almost a 4% difference in being correct on your individual plays. That's actually a lot. So 5 and 6 man flexes are the easiest slip types to become profitable on. Should be playing those, guys. I know there is some variance that comes with playing 5 and 6 man flexes, but given the payouts and the insurance, those slip types are the best. All right, we're going to be go ahead and starting it off with Christian Walker over 6.5 fantasy score. So we'll add in Christian Walker over 6.5 fantasy score, and I've mentioned this before, but for PrizePicks fantasy score, right, and how it's calculated on Daily Grind Fantasy, we can see here if we click the little fantasy score button, it takes us over to the fantasy score page. Christian Walker's off by about 1.5 fantasy score when comparing to DraftKings and BetMGM. Right? How do we get these would-be fantasy scores for these sports books, right? We get it by comparing the even lines that make up hitter fantasy score here on PrizePicks, right? To get this 6.5, they have a algorithm to get that 6.5. We go ahead and find what the even lines are on those sports books, and you have to have every single prop that makes up hitter fantasy score on PrizePicks in order to come up with this would-be fantasy score of 8 on these two sports books. So, based on what we have, they would have this projected about 8, off by about 1.5 fantasy score. Then, we are not going to be able to add in Landon Knack under 15.5 pitching outs because it is going to cause a payout shift because he is going up against Christian Walker and the Arizona Diamondbacks. So we're going to have to skip him, but we're taking our best percent odds play to hit, which is great because we need to be above that 54.3% number I mentioned earlier as our average fair odds percentage. So as long as our average percent is above that, we're good to go. It's a plus EV slip, even if we dip down below 54.3+%. So we're just going to keep on chugging. I like to refresh that way. I make sure we're getting the most up-to-date and best value possible. Jung-Hoo Lee over 6.5 fantasy score on the Giants. Off, you can see here on the fantasy score page, off by about 1.2 fantasy score, which is pretty significant. As you guys can see, a 54.89% odds to hit. So we'll add in Jung-Hoo Lee here on PrizePicks. So over 6.5 hitter fantasy score. Awesome. Now, underneath him, we have James Harden over 0.5 blocks, 54.33% odds to hit. Now, this isn't a fantasy score comparison thing. This is really looking at the odds and what we're getting this play at compared to where the market has it, right? The market has James Harden, average odds of -140 to go over 0.5 blocks in the game. It's actually tomorrow. We're still going to roll with it, right? We're still going to roll with this play. James Harden over 0.5 blocks. So, you see the market is pricing it at average odds of -140. So, it's telling you this has a pretty good chance to hit the over, right? PrizePicks, based on the overs and the unders, whether you take the over or the under, they are not changing your payout. So, we'll go to James Harden, and we'll go ahead and select the over of block shots. Our payout stays the same, right? Showing a payout shift, not sure why. Oh, no wonder why. We're on a flex play. Over under, it does not change your payout. Still going to be a 5x payout for these 3 plays. So taking the over we are getting this at minus 119 odds on PrizePicks compared to minus 140. So you're getting a play that's minus 140 to go over on the sports books, meaning the market, the sports books, the $1 million models, the algorithms are telling you this has a very good chance to hit the over, but you're getting it at the best possible odds of minus 119. So that over the long term right there is going to create profit. Getting a play at minus 119 as opposed to minus 140 is huge. So we'll go ahead and add in James Harden over 0.5 blocks. Up next, Obi Toppin under 0.5 steals. We only have 3 books, but I do have my minimum data points set to 3. So I do feel comfortable taking this with 3 books, all having this minus 130 plus to go under 0.5 steals. So we can go ahead and add in Toppin under 0.5 steals into this slip. So same reasoning as James Harden, right? The market is telling us this, and we are getting it here. Now, up next, let's see if we can find maybe some positive correlations, because within playing these player props, you can basically most of the time go straight from the top off the optimizer and have a great slip. But you can always make it a little bit better if you can find a little bit of correlation to get into your slips, right? So that's what we're going to kind of look for. So Nationals over 0.5 total bases. So I was looking for maybe a hitter on one of these teams that we've already had. We're probably getting down a little too low than I would like to. So we might have to just go with the next best value, which would also be playing on Wednesday. Bam Adebayo over 0.5 blocks. Looks to be the next best play that we're going to be able to get into this slip. 53.98%. So it's a little bit lower, right? But still, even with what we have in our slip currently, it's still going to be a plus EV slip when you take into consideration you have a play that has a 56.08% chance to hit, 54.89. This one's above 54.33, 54.3. And then you have 2 that are below. But still, taking that average fair odds percentage, we're good to go. It's still going to be a plus EV slip. Let's go ahead and get Bam over 0.5 block shots. So a bunch of 0.5s in this slip. It's still going to be a 10x payout, which means we are getting these at minus 119 in this slip. So overall, a profitable slip type here on PrizePicks. Remember, if you guys want access to Daily Grind Fantasy, linked in the description of this video, you guys can get access to Daily Grind Fantasy, all the tools that they have here, including the AI slip generator if you guys would want to check that out. It's all going to be linked down there. But that is it for the video. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. If you did, make sure you like, comment, subscribe. We'll see you in the next one. Let's cash.